Over Utah, come from behind win, 78-73. They didn't shoot it well, but man, they got on the offensive glass and went to the foul line a lot. Big Samet Yigitoglu going up against Michael Nwoko, and Mississippi State's Nwoko wins the tap. We are underway. SEC against the ACC in Dallas. Great to have you with us. We will hear from the third member of our crew, Brianna Sorensen, a little bit later on in the evening. Mississippi State back-to-back 21-win seasons. Nwoko comes up short. Yigitoglu got a piece of it.
Yeah, great offensive and defensive effort right there. Mississippi State got the ball where they wanted. Great defense by the Mustangs.
SMU scored their most points in a game in 25 years, 110 in a victory on Monday against Prairie View A&M. And here is Boopie Miller, this time lining up against Kanye Clary. Into the lane, Yohan Traore off the jump stop, lays it off the glass and in. Traore, a transfer from UC Santa Barbara with the first two.
Beautiful job by SMU taking advantage of their size in the paint early in tonight's contest.
Traore starting his career in the SEC at Auburn.
Both ball clubs as expected, starting half-court man-to-man.
Clary outside against the bigger Matt Cross. All the way underneath. Out to the corner. Hubbard is all covered up. So Clary takes the three. Lots of three-point attempts so far for State this season. Hubbard tracks it down. Three-point attempt, back rim.
Well, Hubbard doesn't miss many. Had hit 18 out of 30 coming into tonight's contest. Hit some big ones against Utah last Sunday.
No doubt about it. Hey, Matt Cross, a deep one, comes up short.
Neither ball club bashful about taking the quick outside shot so far.
Now for Mississippi State, they average 9 threes a ball game. SMU at about 9 threes a game as well. For Mississippi State, here's their starting five. Clary, Matthews, an incredible glue guy, Jones Jr., Hubbard, and Nwoko, who gets on the board.
Nice job, Nwoko's positioning himself in the paint. Boy, look at that double team in the corner so quick by Mississippi State. One of my keys to this game is, can SMU withstand the physicality of this Mississippi State team? They will hurt you quick.
Bulldogs known as an excellent defensive team under Chris Jans in his third year as the head coach. Let's look at those keys.
Well, Mississippi State has to defend the Mustang threes. How about that job? Getting back in transition defense. SMU blocking Hubbard's effort.
Yigitoglu with his second block already. The 7-footer getting back. Cross, the offensive rebound off the Edwards miss.
Well, smart positioning by Cross there for the offensive rebound.
Yigitoglu, the 7'2" guy out of Turkey to Cross. Three-pointer this time. It's bottoms.
Cross, the transfer from UMass, coming up big for the Mustangs. Got dinged up a little bit in the opener, but he has come back strong.
He was honored for crossing 1,000 career points before the game. Hubbard on the drive. Great at shooting threes, but also getting to the foul line. Cross pulls away the big board, and SMU has been great on the boards this season. Mississippi State, normally a great rebounding team. They've struggled a little bit in that respect early on this season, simply because they're not as big as they normally are. Edwards rocking the baby to the cup, off the glass and in.
Edwards not only playing good on-ball defense, but how about that nice kiss off the glass, splitting the maroon-shirted Bulldog defense.
Little 5-0 run. Take a 7-2 lead for SMU. Edwards following Hubbard wherever he goes on the floor. Now Boopie Miller picks him up. Hard man-to-man defense early on for Andy Enfield's team. Edwards knocks it away. Miller has the steal. It's a 2-on-1. Cross flying in. 9-2 lead.
Well, textbook transition basketball by SMU. You can't do the 2-on-1 better than that.
SMU 20 fast break points per game this season. That's second best in the ACC. Number 16 in the nation. That's a foul on Boopie Miller.
That's a tough assignment. Boopie Miller, very, very quick, but that's a tough assignment. Look at B.J. Edwards. Great hands leading to this 2-on-1 play. Nice finish by Cross. Good pass by Boopie Miller. Miller, the Mustangs' leading scorer.
But he's also their leading assist.
I was just going to say, he made the nice assist to show us why he leads in that category.
6 assists per game. That's not only leading the the SMU Mustangs, but third best in the ACC. Mississippi State gets KeShawn Murphy into the game, and he pays immediate dividends. The junior out of Birmingham, Ramsey High School, hits the runner.
Well, Murphy did a nice job of reading the SMU defense. They just kept backing up, and he jumped and drilled it.
Murphy's coming off a big game as that foul goes on Cameron Matthews. Murphy coming off a career best 18 points and 14 rebounds. But it's SMU off and running early. The Ponies lead by 5.
Right, Coach Jan said this season we'll see a brand new style of offense for this Mississippi State team. In the past, they've used that inside-out style of offense. But this season, they'll have to switch it up. He said because, you know, we have a lot smaller of a team this year, so we can't play as down-low dominant. We have to play more perimeter-oriented basketball, so they're using three-point shots more than they ever have before, which capitalizes on their leading scorer, Josh Hubbard, who averages about 5 threes a game this season. So Coach said they're really trying to tailor to that strength by utilizing the perimeter.
Cross in and out on a deep one. And Coach Haller, Coach Jans even said, hey, we as coaches, we're kind of learning on the fly about how we're best able to score this season.
Well, that's a good point, how they're best able to score. The good coaches adjust their style to the strength of their team. He is one of the best at it. Chris Jans, of course, had great success at New Mexico State and Bowling Green and numerous championship junior college teams across the country. The man does a good job.
No doubt about it. In his third season as the head coach at Mississippi State, 46-27. A lot of neutral site non-conference wins, but not many wins in true road games in non-con, at least not last year, as the shot by Chuck Harris goes begging, but he is fouled. Harris coming off back-to-back really nice games. He had 21 at Butler, 17 against Prairie View A&M.
Well, Harris is a proven talent. He was great last year in the American Athletic Conference. He's going to be great in the ACC. Terrific defender, great shooter.
Gotcha.
I'm very impressed, John, with the way SMU's moving the basketball here early against a very tough Mississippi State defense. SMU very impressive so far.
Guy Chol picks up the foul. He didn't play against Utah, but gets some time out there early here. Chuck Harris, great foul shooter, 85% coming in. And goes 1 of 2 this trip, coming off a career year last year and just 29 points from 1,500 in his career coming into the night.
Young man bringing the ball up for Mississippi State, played at Penn State last year. Terrific player there.
Almost 17 points a game last season for Clary, who can definitely score. But comes off here. Harris around Clary on the pick and roll. Yigitoglu, who's an excellent distributor. No look pass, extra pass. Edwards 3, yes.
That's what I'm talking about. SMU, great movement of the basketball, perfect spacing on the court.
And it really started with Yigitoglu passing out of the double.
Absolutely, and it's 7-2. He sees the floor so cleanly.
SMU up 13-4. Shot looked pretty bad there, and SMU comes down with another rebound, doubling up Mississippi State 8-4. They're trying to find some kind of balance offensively. The Bulldogs, Traore on the drive, cuts into the hoop for 2. What a take by the 6'11" Yohan Traore, and SMU's dominated.
Well, great concentration that time, all the way to the rack. Nice finish.
Traore has 4. SMU getting contributions from across the board, and they're up by 11. A 6-0 burst over a minute's span for SMU, leading Mississippi State 15-4. And not much for Mississippi State on the offensive side either so far, Jim Howland.
Well, SMU's defense has a lot to do with it. They're dictating the movement of the ball by Mississippi State, doing a great job on the defensive boards.
Yeah, the ball is sticking on the Mississippi State side. On the SMU side, it's moving. Chol in the paint against Big Yigitoglu. Couple international players going at it. The miss didn't hit rim. 6 to shoot it.
John, we got a really raucous crowd here at Moody Coliseum tonight, as always. Across from us, that student section especially vibrant tonight. I think this is exciting here on the campus. Got an SEC team against the new ACC team. Lots of fun at SMU right now. Of course, the Mustang football team playing at Virginia tomorrow with a chance to cinch its appearance in the conference championship football matchup.
Deep three by Claudell Harris comes up way short. He's a guy that will trigger the tray on you. And SMU continues to force bad shots.
Well, the size of SMU gives all opponents a lot of trouble.
SMU put out a very big lineup and played all zone in the second half against Prairie View A&M in a big victory. Tonight, not really going zone. They go in their normal man-to-man. Edwards lots it up for Traore. Great job to get in the passing lane by Harris Jr. Looking for some points the other way. Lob pass up top. KeShawn Murphy throws it down.
Well, not a good defensive transition job by SMU on that occasion.
We talked about how good SMU is in the fast break, and they are. Mississippi State is too. 18.5 fast break points a game, 33rd in the country. Yigitoglu knocked out of his hands by the smaller, quicker Melendez. SMU has 19 to shoot.
Of course, Yigitoglu missed the first 2 games of the year. Still some eligibility questions, but he has made a big impact for the Mustangs in the last 3 games. Now, you mentioned their game against Prairie View. That was their last outing. They didn't have a good first half, but they had a great second half. Coach Enfield said he was not happy with the effort or the defense in the first 20 minutes of that game, but they've come out here tonight full of energy.
Harris sets up cross. He continues to pull deep threes. That he says that
Murphy got that tip, no doubt about it. Nice job by the officiating crew. Got a good 3-man crew working here. Lee Castle, Courtney Green, and KB Burdette.
Cross trying to add that 3-pointer even more to his game. Not that he didn't do it at other stops, but 1 for 4. Still, he's filled it up. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists so far for number 33 in white. Here's another guy working on his 3-point shot. Just off the mark by Keon Ambrose Hilton. He says the rest of the team has really been building him up and giving him confidence to shoot that outside shot. Hubbard on the take, sets it up to Murphy, his 3-pointer. A little bit long, and here comes SMU.
Oh, that was a nice block out by Traore there to get the break started for the Mustangs.
Boopie Miller out front leads SMU in scoring, one of the top scorers in the ACC at 18.4 a game. Harris, the blow-by, runs into the double. Cross, Miller, 12 to shoot. SMU with this 4-out motion offense. Harris sidesteps, wide open 3. Offensive rebound, and Ambrose Hilton is blocked away by KeShawn Murphy. Athletic play.
Oh, great athleticism on the floor tonight. That was a phenomenal block by Murphy.
Murphy may be coming alive. He had his breakout game last time out. 18 points, 14 rebounds. He was so crucial in the win over Utah. In the post, Walker singled up, comes up short.
Nice on-ball defense that time for the Mustangs. Great job by Traore once again.
Boopie Miller off balance, doesn't matter, his first 2.
Yeah, great body balance for Boopie Miller. That young man knows how to play the game. Of course, he was great. He's been great in the ACC for 3 years at Wake Forest.
Murphy jump stopping the ACC logo.
How about that job by Cross cutting off that baseline? Terrific defense.
Murphy scooping to the hoop. A little bit too strong and cutting it on the backside for the rebound, Melendez. And he earns foul shots on the other side. But rare offensive success for Mississippi State so far. A head scratcher for Jans and company so far in Dallas. Chris Jansen's team facing a first-half double-digit deficit for the 2nd straight game. But Mississippi State was able to pull out of it, pick up the win over Utah last time out. At New Mexico State before this one. Regular season championships, 4 of them, while a head coach with the Aggies and conference tournament title. So he was going dancing, and he's been dancing all both of the years he's been with Mississippi State as well. Back from the timeout, R.J. Melendez out of Puerto Rico at the line for a couple.
John, both these ball clubs, the coaching staff say one of their greatest strengths is the depth on both teams. So far, Mississippi State has played 9, SMU has played 7. That's going to be something to watch here because this is a fast-paced, very aggressive, tough game.
Mississippi State changing it up defensively a little bit, trying to put some kind of spoke in the wheel of this SMU offense. Meanwhile, Bulldogs trying to get things going on the other end as well.
Well, that's a trademark of Chris Jans, the Mississippi State coach. He does like to change defenses. Didn't work that time. Great break without the ball by Harris.
And again, Yigitoglu on the assist. Three-pointer out of the corner by Harris, off the mark. Rebound for Boopie Miller. Great Euro step going over the top of Hubbard and fouled on his way to the bucket. Kevin Boopie Miller in a flash. Andy Enfield, the head coach of SMU, the head coach at USC for 11 years, and Florida Gulf Coast before that. Really, I don't know, everybody talks about his offense and his pro-style offense, but man, what a great defensive start to this game.
Well, the man, he knows the game. He's a great, great coach, had the great success. I first got drawn to his ability when he was the coach in Florida Gulf Coast, and they upset that John Thompson coach Georgetown team, and with much less personnel. And he has done a great job since coming to SMU, working this transfer portal and NIL to perfection. He has a very good team.
And in 1 year, too.
Yeah, it's just amazing to me.
And I don't think he would have made the switch if he didn't think it could be an immediate, we're competitive type deal. But he's put together a great team.
When you have a university like this in the city of Dallas, you got a lot going for you. Nice play. Good drive that time by Hubbard.
On the board for the first time.
Yeah, so quick. He is a dynamite player. SMU, they have got to keep him under control here tonight. That was one of my keys we didn't get to talk about.
Game opening up a little bit. A misintended pass, and Kario Oquendo is called for the offensive foul. Meanwhile, R.J. Melendez really took a shoulder charge there. He gives the thumbs up. He's going to be all right.
Well, this is a tough break for Oquendo. It really wasn't anything he could do about that. He had to go get the pass, and good team defense. Melendez rotated over for Mississippi State.
Melendez in his first season at Mississippi State.
Well, I see
Georgia.
I see Riley Kugel has come on the floor now for Mississippi State. He was a standout at the University of Florida last year, one of the premier shooters in the Southeastern Conference. Got good size. Let's see if they get the ball to him for some perimeter action.
Because Josh Hubbard attracts a lot of attention. Nothing from outside for Hubbard yet, but he can get started in a hurry. KeShawn Murphy's been good with 4 points, operating from the high post on Yigitoglu. Comes up short. Melendez was there for the follow. It didn't happen. Yigitoglu is down. It's a 4-on-5 for SMU, and they're going to stop it back behind the play as Yigitoglu is still down in the boxed area.
Well, Chuck Harris got a good tough rebound and got that transition break started for SMU, but that's a tough break for SMU. Yigitoglu, you've got to hope the youngster is okay. Just a freshman at 7'2". That young man has a fabulous future.
That's a big ankle to roll if indeed that's what it was. And at least able to come off under his own power. Good news for SMU, but Yigitoglu has been good so far. That's a big loss. He's got a couple of assists in his time on the floor. John Traore back in for SMU. This Mustang team has such versatility as well. Talking about it in the last game where they had a 6'9" two-guard on the floor at one point in Tibet Goriner, who we haven't seen as of yet. And just a lot of different guys that can play several different positions. Makes you tough to guard. It makes you tough to get past as well.
Well stated. They are a very, very versatile team with a lot of firepower in different spots. Talking about firepower, that little guy may not be big, but he plays very, very big.
Boopie Miller going up against Josh Hubbard. Do you think there's a charge in Boopie Miller's game tonight?
Absolutely. That's a big challenge. Hubbard very much ballyhooed as one of the top guards in the country.
Second team all SEC last year. Some tabulating him as a preseason All-American. As this take by Melendez, he's able to flick it in off the glass. SMU's lead back down to 11.
Oh, nice awareness by Melendez to go under the defense that time with the flip to the basket.
Handoff Miller, looking to operate. Deflected ball. Ambrose Hilton has it in a double.
More good strength by Ambrose Hilton.
Chuck Harris adjusting to the left hand. Matthews clears the carom. Melendez in transition, stepping back. But Oquendo is there. Oh, mismatch inside and one for Mississippi State as KeShawn Murphy is left alone against Boopie Miller.
Yeah, Keon Ambrose Hilton had his back turned to the passer that time. Did not see the ball going in quickly. Nice job by Mississippi State recognizing Boopie Miller fronting Murphy at 6'10". SMU was not able to get the help by Ambrose Hilton like they would like.
It's a big foul, second on Boopie Miller.
Yes.
8:38 left in the first half, and Miller goes to the bench.
That was really a heads-up play by Murphy to make that pass to receive that pass from the perimeter. Good job by him posting up quickly.
Versatile glue guy Cameron Matthews was the guy that made the pass, and now Matthews, more than 200 steals on his career, defending Edwards up the floor. Oquendo left alone for three. Off the mark, long rebound. Here comes Mississippi State, only down by 8 after the poor start. Matthews is left alone. Oquendo powers in for the board.
Well, you nailed it on Matthews a while ago, John, when you said how versatile he was. That youngster can do a lot of good things.
Harris, tough shot. Murphy, another rebound. He's coming off a career high 14. That's a blocking foul. The local fans do not agree as Oquendo picks up his first. Foul shots on the way for Mississippi State.
Mississippi State coach Jan said that one reason this team is so successful against such power programs early on in the season is that he preaches to the team that these games matter for March. He said teams talk a lot about how these games will be in conversation to put in their tank when Mississippi State is in conversation to potentially be in March Madness. He said, of course, the end games matter too, but he said these games can really be a make it or break it situation in the long run.
Josh Hubbard fills it up. Thanks so much, Bree. And Mississippi State on the road last year. Big road wins. They're such a huge factor in March Madness and in seeding. As Yigitoglu's back out there, and it's going to stay with SMU. They were only 2-8 in true road games last season. Hey, still made the tournament. Can't take anything away from a great Chris Jan's team, but this is an opportunity to prove how good you are.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Of course, that basket by Hubbard, bringing them back within 5 points. That was his first outside shot of the ball game. Comes into tonight's contest hitting 60% of those three-point efforts.
18th straight game with a made three. Oquendo in the mid-tank.
How about the pass? I really like the way this big guy passes the basketball. Yigitoglu finding his teammate breaking into the paint.
That's already his third assist. Hubbard laying it up, and KeShawn Murphy on the other end. Murphy coming off that 18-point, 14-rebound game, and he is up to 9.
Well, that's the leading scorer, making the assist to the #3 scorer on this Bulldog team. Nice teamwork.
SMU trying to keep moving the ball up by 5. Oquendo open from the wing, bottoms.
Oh, a nice job passing out of the corner. B.J. Edwards, beautiful job on the assist.
On the other end, Hubbard, not just a three-point shooter, fouled by Yigitoglu. And the great free throw shooter heads to the line for a couple.
Boy, Andy Enfield right there. You couldn't see him, I don't believe, on the screen, but he's hot at his team for not playing good defense on that last transition by Mississippi State. Oquendo drilling it right there. He's just got a beautiful follow-through on his shot.
Josh Hubbard out of Madison, Mississippi. More than 4,000 points in his high school career. Just a ridiculous score. And in the process, Hubbard last year as a freshman, 85% of the foul line.
Yeah, many people are calling him the best freshman in Mississippi State history. That's a big statement. They've had some great players there, but he had the numbers to prove it. He came on the latter part of the season, and it was just phenomenal. He's the one that led them to the NCAA tournament for the second straight year.
Yeah, thanks to the great SEC tournament run as well to really solidify that trip to the NCAA tournament. Edwards out front with SMU up by 6. Crosses back in. Cross-court pass. Wide open look. Oquendo again. Back-to-back triples.
Oquendo plays with great confidence. When he has that shot and he's squared up, he's not hesitant about taking it at all. Good movement. Perfect spacing again by SMU.
Oquendo stepping into the starting lineup when Cross went down with an injury a minute and a half into game number 1. Cross now back in the starting lineup, and Oquendo coming off the bench. He did a really nice job tonight. A couple bounces. Hubbard can't make it go, but staying with it. Kugel, deep 2. And Yigitoglu brings it in.
Nice job by the big freshman going and getting the long defensive rebound. I like that.
SMU's led by double figures a couple times. It's knocked away from Hubbard, but he gets it right back. Hubbard spots up for 3 in transition, way off the mark. And is this going to count? They're going to count the basket, yes, and say there's a foul on the floor. And the officials are going to look at it, see if the ball got released in time by Riley Kugel. Take a look at it here after the foul on SMU.
Well, Kate Burdett immediately called this bucket good. Let's watch it right here on the putback real quickly, and then the foul was called. So let them sort it out and tell us what the result is.
Yigitoglu with the foul. So initially, basket was called good. We'll see if that happens to be the case or not as the officials take a look at the bang-bang play and when
they're going to tell us right now.
The foul was prior to the shot being taken. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the officials are observing this to see if the foul was before the shot was taken.
I think it was. I think it may have been. I mean, just based on what Yigitoglu did here. So it's the second shot. I mean, that's the foul.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, there's obviously the foul was before.
After further review, the foul occurred before shooting motion. There is no basket. The clock will be reset to 5:39.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to have just a 1-and-1 common foul.
So on Yigitoglu, he quickly picks up his first foul. SMU has 2 players with 2 fouls apiece, Oquendo and Miller. 7th team foul, so a 1-and-1 on the way for Mississippi State. Now here's where the Bulldogs were able to make their comeback the other day on Sunday against Utah is at the foul line. Coach, they went to the foul line for 33 attempts, made 24 of them. This is where they really made some hay in their comeback.
Well, as aggressively as they go to the rack, they're going to go to the free throw line a lot, and they're a good free throw shooting team. They're coming into tonight's game. Well, I'm sorry, they are not as good a free throw shooting team as I thought, hitting 69%. You need to be at least 70% or better.
They've got some good individuals. Yeah. Offensive rebound, 2 of them, 3 of them.
Oh my goodness.
Mississippi State's going to get another shot.
That's a great offensive rebound by Sean Jones.
They had 17 offensive rebounds in the Utah win. Hubbard comes up short. Colbert double clutches the board. Pounded. And SMU finally comes out with it. Mississippi State really having a tough time finding the bottom of the basket, shooting 25%. SMU at 55%. Offensive foul. It's on Edwards.
Yeah, they're getting him sticking that shoulder out right there. There was a instant call. Legal pick. We're going to have a chance to take a look at it. That was very, very close. He did stick the shoulder out a little bit, but sometimes they call that partner and sometimes they don't.
Mississippi State trying to cut into the SMU lead even further.
SMU staying in this tough half-court man-to-man defense. It's been good all night long. Holding Mississippi State to only 22 points here with only 4:50 to go in the first half.
Edwards denying a couple triple handoffs. Finally inside to Murphy, and he is called for the travel as he pirouettes his way around Colbert.
Yeah, Colbert did a nice job of moving his feet there. Did not reach. Good defensive discipline by Colbert, forcing that turnover.
SMU up 31-22. Mississippi State, a team that has popped 28 three-point shots a game early this season, but they're just 1 of 10 from outside so far. The one make by you-know-who, Josh Hubbard.
And give SMU defense a lot of credit for keeping him to just 1-3 here in the first half.
Cross, overhanded pass, Traore out of the corner. Colbert, offensive rebound. That's a thing of beauty. 2 shots.
I'm going to tell you something, John. SMU does this really well. You watch when that ball goes up from the left side, they immediately go to the right-hand side of the basket to try to get the offensive putback. The highest percentage of shots come long. They're positioning themselves very, very well for those retrievals and putbacks and resulting fouls.
Melendez called for the foul. Terrell Colbert coming off of his best game as a Mustang on Monday against Prairie View A&M.
He's a transfer into the SMU program from Kansas State.
And one of the key pieces to help SMU pick up a lot of offensive rebounds. They are 17th in the nation right now in offensive rebounding at almost 16 a game.
And there's a reason for that. They're very tall and they're very athletic, and that usually results in a lot of good offensive rebounding.
And evidently, as you mentioned, they do a good job of knowing where it's going to be as well. 4 minutes left in the first half, approaching that point. Another double-digit lead for SMU here in Dallas. Clary on the pull-up. Another big board, this time Oquendo.
Oquendo's having a good first half for the Mustangs. He's knocked down 2 of those 3-point balls. There, he got a good, tough rebound.
Cross in a double team, loses his footing. Oquendo makes the extra pass. Ambrose Hilton bumped. Plenty of time to shoot. Edwards calls for the high screen. Tries to split the double team. Nothing doing. 5 to shoot, and it's out of bounds off Edwards.
Well, that's a nice quick double team by Mississippi State, forcing the Mustangs into that turnover. Mustangs up by 10 with 3:39 to go.
Related.
Okay.
Wade. Yep, it's Hubbard, Josh Hubbard, that he's cousins with. And they're tossing to me, correct? Yeah. The blue hat on. Dwayne Wade has like a bright blue hat on. You see him, right? Right. Okay.
SMU up by 10. Big-time matchups mean, well, big-time personalities in the building. Brianna Sorensen, who have you spotted?
That's right. We have a very special guest here today, NBA legend Dwayne Wade. I asked him why he's here today, and he said he's cousins with Josh Hubbard. It's his first time seeing him play, and he heard he's been doing amazing things out on the court, so he wanted to come see it for himself. But, Jim, do you happen to see any similarities in styles of play between the two cousins?
Well, of course, Dwayne Wade was 6'5" jumping jack. Hubbard's a 5'11" jumping jack. Hubbard is great. Dwayne Wade, super great. One of the all-time greats in NBA history. I still remember when he was a star at Marquette University doing great things, but it's cool having him here in the building.
No, it's outstanding. You know, the thing about Dwayne Wade is he was public enemy #1 for Dallas Maverick fans back in 2006.
Miami.
You know, time heals all wounds. Really does, doesn't it?
Well, for most people. But you're right, yeah.
An incredible ovation here in Dallas.
Oh, he did. No doubt about it.
You know, everybody respects what Dwayne Wade did over the years, and Harris steps out of bounds.
That's 2 straight sideline turnovers for SMU. Right at just about the same spot. Mustangs up by 8. Have got to keep their intensity going.
SMU has been up by as many as 13 in this first half.
What SMU has to make sure they do is stop giving Mississippi State offensive rebounds. Mississippi State has 10 offensive boards here in the first half. Right there. Just talking about it. That's 11. See, that's going up tough. Kugel went right over Cross that time.
Cross had the position. Riley Kugel, the hops. It's a 6-point game. cutting that SMU largest lead more than in half. Harris cross court, cross checks his feet. Three-pointer, bottoms.
Nice job by SMU coming right back to counter that aggressive offensive rebound by Mississippi State.
Matt Cross with his second three. Mississippi State has struggled from outside. Matthews going to work. Dislodged, knocked away. Ambrose Hilton on the ground. Oquendo is two. Let the bodies hit the floor. It's SMU ball.
Well, both teams working so hard here tonight. What a great contest we have the opportunity to see. Good early season matchup. SEC and ACC. There you go. Great look at it right there. Riley Kugel, the transfer from Florida, just up and over Cross, but here Cross comes right back at him out of the left corner. Great job by SMU, moving the ball quickly to the open shooter.
Matt Cross leading the A-10 in effective field goal percentage last season. 59% this effective field goal percentage. Knocked down a couple threes already. Chuck Harris with the dribbling wizardry against Hubbard. Ambrose Hilton through the lane. Oquendo looking for his third triple. Not this time. Long rebound knocked out to Clarion. Here comes Mississippi State, trailing by 9. Hubbard in the corner. Too much space. He knocks the bottom out.
Well, he's got such a quick release. He may be only 5'11", but he's got such a great vertical jump, and he releases that ball so quickly. Defense has to be anticipating quicker.
More than 100 threes last year. Yigitoglu inside, blows the bunny. It's going to be SMU ball.
Yeah, we hear some eager SMU fans hollering at Yigitoglu, dunk it!
Next time. Oquendo, good first half, comes out, and Edwards back on. He's played well, especially defensively.
Yigitoglu has such a phenomenal future. Just a freshman at 7'2", moving like he does.
Travel.
Yeah.
As Harris gives it away.
Yeah, he was looking inside and kind of in between what he thought he should do and what he should not do.
Mississippi State has the 8th best turnover margin in the nation through their first 4 games. +8 in the turnover margin, and tonight they're +5. Not even all the way through the first half. Again, SMU led by as many as 13, but Mississippi State could cut it down to a 1-possession game with a 3. That one almost went in off the deflection by Oquendo. SMU shooting a cool 50% from the floor. 5 of 14 from 3. Ambrose Hilton wraps around a pass. Extra pass by Cross to Oquendo. His 3rd triple of the first half.
I just cannot say enough about how well SMU is passing the basketball. You can pass it faster than the defense can move. SMU's proven it tonight.
Oh, Clary with a 6'11" guy standing over him, knocks down a clutch 3.
Boy, what a game we've got. 2 terrific teams battling out here at Moody Coliseum. Both man-to-man defense all the way.
It's just starting to heat up as SMU spends their use it or lose it timeout at the end of the first half. SMU by 6. Each other over the course of the night.
Well, both ball clubs are adjusting to the physicality of the other. Both playing very, very physical. Both teams are playing very well on the offensive end. I keep going back to how well SMU is spacing the floor and how well they're passing the basketball against this terrific Mississippi State defense.
Mississippi State, despite shooting only 35% from the floor, still was able to get that comeback win over Utah the other day. Only shooting 32% in the first half to SMU's 52%, but right in it. Only 5 to shoot here for Edwards as he goes to work, turning the corner. 2 to shoot. 1 throws it away. Long pass up the floor. Kugel cutting in, and he's fouled with a chance to end the first half with a 1-and-1.
Well, it was a real handicap for SMU not having Boopie Miller on the floor here in the latter stages of the first half. There was a notable difference in their court management with him off the floor.
It's a great point. Picked up that second foul. And now Chuck Harris whistled for his first. A chance for Riley Kugel, 6 of 8 at the foul line this season, to go to the line for the 1-and-1. Just 0.3 left in the half. So,
well, you got to give Mississippi State a lot of credit for getting that ball up the floor so quickly and drawing the foul on SMU.
2 seasons at Florida for Riley Kugel. He's hearing it from the crowd. Front end, no problem for Riley Kugel. His career high 25 against a ranked Baylor team last year for the Gators as a sophomore.
He's known as a great pure shooter and playing very well here in this heated contest tonight.
Goes 1 of 2 to end the half. SMU leads by as many as 13, but Mississippi State, they're known to grind it out on you, and that is exactly what Mississippi State.
Miller only played 8.5 minutes the first half. That could be a big difference maker for the Mustangs here coming into this second half of action.
Now Matthews bashing his way inside, and Cameron Matthews gets the bucket.
Yeah, Mississippi State cleared the side. Matthews had a clear, easy shot to the basket. He took advantage of it. Nice opening possession by Mississippi State.
It's his first bucket. He did have 5 assists in the first half. B.J. Edwards, meanwhile, had 5 turnovers for SMU. 5 of the 9. That's something to watch. Miller in the lane. Great dunk ball. Traore the slam.
Well, there you see the effect of Boopie Miller in the ball game. He draws a crowd defensively. Somebody's going to be open when he penetrates using that quickness.
Kugel starting the second half. Kugel in and out and back in again.
Well, Kugel's been a big contributor for them tonight. Didn't get a lot of points, but he had 5 rebounds in the first half, including 4 offensive boards at 6'5".
It's a 2-point game. Remember, it was a 13-point contest. Hubbard takes it away. Mississippi State has never led. A chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. Kugel. Clary. Baseline. Handoff. Tie game. Cameron Matthews lays it home.
Well, good start to the second half for Mississippi State. Not so good for SMU. They look a little lackluster coming out of the halftime. Mississippi State coming from 12 behind.
Matthews has 4 points and an assist in this run. In his career, a couple of games ago against Butler, and was recognized before the game by his head coach and by the staff as well. Cross back in the game, having a nice effort. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. But lead story of the second half is Mississippi State's comeback. We have not been knotted up in this game since it was 2-2. It's 40-all.
Yeah, Mississippi State has outscored the Mustangs 7-2 in the first minute and a half of this second half of action. Mustangs have got to get their intensity back. They started the game the more intense of the two teams, not so much anymore.
The adjustments have been made by the Bulldogs. They've got a deep team. They're bringing in the right guys as Miller attacks the glass. Matthews, a great defender, hopping mad, and Miller earns foul shots.
Well, Boopie Miller just has the ability to create things right here. Mississippi State not sure what he's going to do. He forces that foul. Nice job by the young man that has terrific quickness.
Matthews saying, I went straight up, hands up, came into my area. But Miller's prone to do that. He picks up a lot of his points at the line.
Yeah, he came into the game averaging 76.5% from the charity stripe. Just a good pure shooter, hitting 47% from the field. He's just so quick, and like I said, he only played 8.5 minutes of the first half because of the 2 quick fouls that he picked up, but that's what Josh Hubbard will do to you.
2 of 2 trip for Boopie Miller, and he crosses the 1,100-point plateau in his career with that second free throw. He had at least 20 in each of the first 3 games this season for SMU. Mustangs trying to get back on the winning streak and stay unbeaten at home. Here's Hubbard stepping back, doesn't take the deep 2. Matthews against Traore, and Traore shoulders him and picks up his first foul of the second half. Second overall foul on Yohan Traore.
That's a tough matchup for Traore. Matthews at 6'7", so versatile. One of the real stands out in the SEC the last several years. He started, Matthews has started 41 of the last 43 games, so he's got a lot of experience.
And how many of them has he closed? That's probably the bigger question. And Kugel is upset that he didn't lay that one home. Tried to make the extra pass, do the unselfish thing, 16 to shoot. So Mississippi State taking care of the ball again, but that's what they do. This team does not turn it over much. Only 4 turnovers in the game. They've got the offensive rebound game going, and now finally the ball's going in the hoop. They've been able to get it back to nearly even here in Dallas.
Yeah, that's the reason why this game was close, even though SMU's shooting so much better. Mississippi State only has 4 turnovers to 10 for SMU, and then you combine that with the offensive rebounding. That's why Mississippi State has stayed close, even though their field goal percentage is not good.
Miller caught in the switch. Didn't matter. Matthews fumbles it out. SMU by 2. Miller. And Matthews hits it once, twice, and the third time is contact with the back of the basket, the underside of the goal. SMU ball, 20 to shoot.
Miller looked like he was going to try to go behind his back at the very first move down the paint, but quickly changed his mind when he saw the Mississippi State defenders closing in rapidly.
Remember, not only scoring 18 a game, but also dishing off more than 6 assists a ball game. Yigitoglu slips, nobody to pass to, makes that extra dribble move to the hoop.
Boy, nice job by keeping the ball down low. Normally a 7-2 guy, when he bounces it, it's too high, and the defense has time to react. Not that time. The big freshman from Turkey getting it done for the Mustangs. Did you notice how he bounced that ball so low when he made that move to the bucket?
Absolutely.
That's a big-time experienced move right there.
Traore picks up his second foul.
Watch this. Watch him. He splits that defense, doesn't give him time to come in and get the steal. Almost got the tie up, but by bouncing it so low, he was effective going all the way and getting the finish. Great job by a freshman.
Game within the game. He's Jim Haller. I'm John Little. Bree Sorensen with us as well. Wide open triple. KeShawn Murphy hits the 3. It's a 1-point game.
Boy, Murphy's having a great outing for the Bulldogs here tonight. What a shot that was. He just keeps making big plays.
Coming off the 18-point outing, he's got a dozen to lead all Mississippi State scores. The deflection made by Kugel. It's off of cross and out. Mississippi State forces the 11th turnover by the Mustangs.
Boy, Riley Kugel, not a lot of scoring, but he's making some big plays to keep State in the ball game.
Kugel coming over in the portal from Florida after 2 seasons, making that SEC transfer. And he's looked good at a season-high 14 against Georgia State. Handoff, Hubbard, 3 for the lead, off the mark.
Well, did you see that vertical jump on that shot attempt by Hubbard? Goodness gracious, he's only 5'10", but he can go up and over just about any defender.
That's why he's so effective at only 5'10".
Yes, exactly.
First big test for SMU at home this season. First big road test, true road game for Mississippi State. Boopie Miller outside the arc. 2-man game with Yigitoglu. Gives it up to Cross, curling in. Cross has to give it up to Miller. Miller delays. Boyce comes up short, and a chance for Mississippi State to take the lead. Hubbard will do it himself.
What a move. What a move. That kid has got great natural instincts. What a finish.
You have to respect him, obviously, at the three-point line.
Yep.
And knowing that, the head fake got it done. Yigitoglu tries to fire back, and no shot. He's fouled on the floor. This one will go on KeShawn Murphy. Mississippi State leads for the first time tonight. Whoop! Hubbard, the bucket, stayed on top.
We're going to take turns chanting on both sides. And then in 3 rounds, the team that's allotted will be going home with free t-shirts. All right, we're going to start on the pony side. 3, 2, 1. Team Pony won. Make some noise if you want a free t-shirt.
Mississippi State may be coming to an arena near you. It's always a fun team to watch in person. At the Arizona tip-off in Tempe, UNLV on Thanksgiving Day, and then Butler or Northwestern taking on Pitt. That is an official ACC, SEC challenge. And then a couple of regional matchups, Prairie View A&M and McNeese at home. You can find that one on the U. That McNeese team, dang good out of the Southland. Boopie Miller inside, wraparound pass, reverse lay-in to put SMU back in front by KeShawn Hilton.
Boy, nice move without the ball by Ambrose Hilton that time, finding the open spot for Boopie to get this little shovel pass to him.
That's 4 assists for Miller against 3 turnovers. Miller thought he had a clean theft. Not so much. It's on KeShawn Hilton. The first on Ambrose Hilton, and team foul number 3 on SMU.
John, I'm just continuing to be amazed by the athleticism and the quickness at every position on the floor here tonight. You can see Ambrose Hilton there getting the reach.
It's a great preview of what SMU is going to see on a night-in, night-out basis in the ACC, right?
Well, there's no doubt about that. This is a terrific matchup between 2 very, very good teams. Keep saying Mississippi State's been in the NCAA tournament the last 2 years.
Hubbard way off there. Yigitoglu changing that shot at 7'2". He already has 2 blocks.
How about the block out by Ambrose Hilton?
Harris misses from the elbow. Kugel finds Clary. Pitch back to Matthews. SMU back defensively.
Nice cut to the basket by Matthews, but SMU covered it well.
Yigitoglu couldn't pull down the rebound. Matthews cuts in for it. Kugel on the backside against Ambrose Hilton. SMU wanted a walk. Foul on SMU. It's on Harris.
All this because of another offensive rebound by Mississippi State.
Great point. Second foul on Chuck Harris, and offensive rebound number 12 for Mississippi State. That's their first in the second half. Rather, it'll be number 13 once they update the stats here. However, one of the interesting things is for Mississippi State, despite the fact they've got all these offensive rebounds, they only have 6 second chance points.
Well, they've been in position to get the pass back out and restart their offense.
Yigitoglu a little slow to get over. Fouls Murphy. KeShawn Murphy continues to break out and be a factor heading to the line.
John, you brought up a good point. A lot of people think when you get offensive rebounds, it's almost automatic that you got the opportunity for the putback. A lot of Mississippi State's offensive rebounds have been longer. They kick it out and get their offense restarted, and that leads to more scoring opportunities. We've seen that twice here in the second half already.
What have you seen from KeShawn Murphy? He's coming off that big double-double, and he's following that up with a really big effort for Chris Jans tonight.
Well, he's their third leading scorer, so he's expected to be a producer for this ball club. He's better all around than I thought he would be. For his size, he moves very, very well.
Remember, he's a guy that only averaged 5 points and 3 rebounds last year. As the second one goes down, 1 of 2 trip that time. We may have a delay of game here.
Yigitoglu doing a public relations job with the striped shirts right now. Trying to tell him what to look for.
The Turkish ambassador to America.
Yes.
American basketball.
Yes. He's going to be a good one.
Already is. Harris turning the corner. Little push off. Harris has been held to 1 of 5 shooting. An off night for him. Coming off 17 and 21 in his last 2. Yigitoglu on the clear route. Gets low to the ground in the paint. Going up, and a foul called. Yigitoglu fouled on the hack as Kugel
Yigitoglu made that nice strong step to the bucket a couple of possessions back. Right here, he probably should have gone ahead and taken that shot quicker. He gave Mississippi State time to come in and almost double team him.
With more on the Turkish ambassador to American basketball, here's Brees Orenson.
Yeah, Boopie Miller described Samet Yigitoglu as an absolute game changer. He said his presence is a huge addition to this team. It's hard to guard the 7'2", 265-pound freshman as we see him right now shooting free throws. Boopie said a lot of guards would be really scared to drive to Yigitoglu and potentially getting their shot blocked. So his presence is a real anchor to this team.
2 for 2 trip at the line as well.
Well, he's now 12 of 17 on the year. Pretty darn good for a 7'2" freshman that's still actually learning the game.
He's a skilled guy.
He is. I love the way he passes the basketball. He's got 3 assists here tonight. That's been instrumental in SMU establishing this lead.
Of course, with experience playing against older players in European leagues, that always helps. Flashing to the basket, reverse layup, ties it up, and coming off the bench, Melendez.
Great break to the bucket without the basketball. Ambrose Hilton just got caught right there, did not retreat quick enough.
Melendez has 6 off the bench in this game. Mississippi State outscoring SMU 27-17. Ball lost. Melendez up the floor, layup good to put Mississippi State in front by Claudell Harris.
A nice 2-on-1 game by Mississippi State there in transition. Handled the opportunity very well.
Harris dumps it off. Shot by Ambrose Hilton, adjusted, and a chance for the Bulldogs to grow their lead.
Yeah, that's that athleticism I'm talking about. Both teams, but Mississippi State showing it right there on the block opportunity.
Hubbard, Melendez, three-pointer, it's down. Huge triple.
Well, nice kick-out pass to Melendez that time. Mississippi State doing a good job right now finding the open shooter.
4-3 of the season for R.J. Melendez. And it's the largest lead tonight for Mississippi State. They trailed by as many as 13 in the first half. Can SMU recover? Harris shows and goes. He attacks, and one for Chuck Harris.
Nice job using that left hand by Harris. He's such a threat at the three-point line, John. They have to come out and guard him tightly. When they do, he can just give them the little ball fake. Watch right here. They come tight. He just blows by them. Nice concentration. Good finish for Harris on the drive to the bucket.
Harris, a prototypical three-level scorer, coming off his career year for SMU last season with a 43, 41, 82 slash and averaging 13 points a game.
Well, the thing about Harris, he's a 46% three-point shooter, so they have to come out and guard him closely.
Can't convert on the and one as Hubbard drives right, takes contact. Colbert there for the rejection.
The Kansas State transfer coming over there under control, getting the block.
And Colbert sends Hubbard right into the lap of his cousin, Dwayne Wade, who helps him up. Mississippi State put up a fight in the first half. In the second half, they've almost taken over.
Well, they've done a great job in transition, beating the SMU defense back off of turnovers, and Josh Hubbard always in the middle of a good play, this time on the assist, kicking the ball back out to R.J. Melendez, knocking down the three, putting Mississippi State up by 3.
Mississippi State's really struggling from the field in the first half at 32%, but second half shooting 8 of 12 from the field, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. Mississippi State now finding their offensive rhythm in the second half.
They're being a lot more patient, John, as we all know this team's got a lot of talent. They just got to work for the best shot available, and they're doing that this second half.
And sharing the ball, 7 assists on 8 made baskets in the second half. Great move. Love the way that Kugel lost his man for 2.
Well, that was a tough situation for Oquendo to get caught on right there, just one-on-one against Kugel down there 6 feet from the bucket. Should have had somebody coming and helping him.
Melendez getting physical with Cross and whistled for the 5th team foul, and for Melendez, his 3rd of the night.
SMU's much more effective when they get their spacing proper and they move the basketball with the pass. Sometimes they get too much dribbling going and it slows down their offensive effectiveness.
SMU is a team early this season that has wanted to go fast, shooting the 3rd fastest of any team in the nation, taking just about 14 seconds per possession. But in this game, they've been slowed down. Only 4 fast break points as Miller tries to turn the corner. And, of course, you would expect a more physical game tonight than the other home games SMU has had.
Well, not a smart foul by Clary that time, fouling the much quicker Boopie Miller out there so far from the basket. Have to have better defensive discipline.
See if it becomes a free throw shooting contest down the stretch.
That's a 6th-team foul on Mississippi State. Believe me, fouls will play a big part in this game.
This matches the largest lead for Mississippi State. SMU trying to hang in there. Miller in the corner. Over the top, Yigitoglu called for the foul.
Yeah, he pushed off. There was no doubt about that. I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to see the replay, but just use those hands to get the push in the back.
3rd on Yigitoglu.
Yeah, look there on the top of your screen. He pushed off to get the position to get the putback.
KeShawn Murphy sent out of the play. 5-point advantage for Mississippi State. looking for more. SMU going zone.
Yes, first time tonight we've seen the Mustangs go to the zone defense, but Mississippi State adjusts very quickly. Nice shot, good ball movement.
The zone turned the tide against Prairie View. Here, it leads to an open 3, and Mississippi State's largest lead of the night at 8. SMU trying to find their rhythm again. Cross the head fake inside. And on that second head fake, he's fouled and hits the line for 2. KeShawn Murphy, his 3rd foul.
Nice pass by Chuck Harris to get the ball across the court there to Matt Cross, who was coming down the baseline.
Cross at his 4th Division I school. Miami, then Louisville, then UMass for a couple. And now playing this extra year at SMU, a career 79% foul shooter. Edwards coming back in at a guard spot for SMU. They also get a little bit bigger as Yohan Traore is in. This is the starting lineup for SMU that started so well tonight.
Well, Oquendo had that big first half, but has not followed up with that. Mississippi State doing a much better job covering him after he scored 11 in the first 20 minutes.
SMU -7 in the turnover column. Big part of the reason that Mississippi State has the lead, but there is going to be a kick on Mississippi State here. So the turnover, and then Matthews trying to kick the ball and prevent the breakout SMU ball.
Yeah, Matthews trying to force his way between 2 SMU defenders right there. Thought he saw a crack in the Mustang defense.
Good identification by this officiating crew, by the way. Wasn't much of a kick, but enough. Yes. SMU would have loved the chance to break out, meanwhile. So it's almost like a veteran move by Matthews.
Mustangs need to ignite their offense once again. It's become kind of stagnant in the last several minutes.
Long way to go. What kind of adjustments defensively do you think Mississippi State has made?
Well, they're just doing a whole lot better job on the screens out front, for one thing. But how about that? That could be a difference maker. Nice job by Edwards.
Boopie Miller drawing 2 defenders, and then Edwards knocking down his second 3. Great take inside, stopping short. But Clary can't get the roll, and the SMU fans rising with their team down by 4. Boopie Miller going to work, turning the corner inside Yigitoglu, the power dribble, and he's fouled.
Well, Boopie Miller making things happen, not only scoring the ball, but getting the ball in the hands of the big man. Good court vision by Miller.
I think he went low to the ground with the dribble one more time. Let's see.
Well, we're going to see the nice outside shot that time by B.J. Edwards after the nice assist by Boopie Miller.
8th team foul on Mississippi State here in the second half. Yigitoglu's first miss at the line in this game. He's 2 for 3.
Yeah, now 12 out of 18 on the year. He's got a nice release.
Two trip for Yigitoglu, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He's affected shots in 21 minutes.
SMU didn't stay in that zone long, John. Back man to man now on this Mississippi State possession.
It took 1-3. Here comes the SMU crowd, sensing how important of a moment this is in the game. Kugel stepping back, barely looking at the shot. He attempts the 3, and Traore fouls him. 3 shots coming up for Kugel.
Well, obviously not a smart play by SMU defensively right there. Traore just making the mistake of jumping right into him. There was no denying that fact.
And the bigger news for Traore, that is his 4th foul, so that's an SMU starter. And the first player for either team to accomplish 4 fouls in the game.
Well, Kugel now with 9 points in the ball game. He's got 6 rebounds, playing a really good game. Did not start the contest for Mississippi State, but he's been in there most of the game. Transfer from Florida, having a big impact tonight.
Yeah, Chris Jans saying he's still finding out more about his team at this point in the season, as any coach would be. Only 5 games in. He's not sure who his best 5 are, and they're going to be different each night depending on matchups. That's
the only player that started every game is obvious.
Yeah,
Josh Hubbard.
So Kugel only goes 1 of 3 on that trip, to the delight of the Mustang fans, as Miller draws a foul the other way and has a 1-and-1 for SMU.
Well, both ball clubs so aggressive, taking the ball to the rack, and in this case continuing to draw fouls. Boopie Miller makes it happen for SMU.
You know, both teams already deep into the bonus. 9 minutes left in this game. Yeah, we may get down to a free throw shooting contest. Boopie Miller, kind of guy that you want to pick for your team. Be a first-round pick in the free throw shooting contest. Good on the front end of a 1-and-1.
Next foul on Mississippi State. SMU will get the automatic 2 free throw tries. 9 team fouls on Mississippi State, 7 on SMU.
Ten points and 5 assists for Boopie Miller. 6 of his 10 have come from the free throw line.
And remember, Miller only played 8 minutes of the first half, so he's basically fresher than a lot of the guards for Mississippi State.
Hubbard coming off the screen, floating 3 off to the left, but an offensive rebound yet again for the Bulldogs. And a great job by Oquendo to throw it off of Yigitoglu and earn the possession for the Bulldogs.
Mississippi State goes so well to the long offensive caroms. That time, just a great job by Oquendo going to get a long rebound. They kind of remind me of the University of Houston, the way they pack the offensive glass. And there you go. Offensive rebound leads to another basket. It's not always the putback. It's the result of the possession.
So now 12 second chance points off the 14th offensive rebound for Mississippi State. And a huge one. The lead is 5. Yigitoglu grinding, pounding, marching, and fouled. Meanwhile, Oquendo, he doesn't know what he did, but Andy Enfield was standing there on the sideline barking for a call, and he gets one. 2 free throws for Yigitoglu.
Well, Yigitoglu, I think he's just going to have to get a little bit more confidence to take a quicker shot. He can shoot up and over any of the defenders that Mississippi State puts on the floor if he does it quickly once he gets that pass into the paint.
That's one thing on the scouting report for Yigitoglu, and with something we found out earlier in the matchup is, I mean, obviously at 7'2", he could attack the glass if he wants to, but he doesn't always do that. Sometimes he finishes with finesse.
And he finishes often with good passes back out to the perimeter for quick shots. He's got a really good knack for finding the open man, as we saw several times in the first half here tonight.
Yigitoglu leaves with 6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a couple blocks, and brings SMU back to within 4. Mustangs are in the double bonus. Mississippi State in the single. Matthews wraps it around. Great look inside, and the easy finish for Melendez.
Well, Mississippi State is hurting SMU with the quick moves away from the basketball to the open area, and their teammates are finding them. Move without the ball, a lost skill.
Especially when Matthews has it. That is 7 assists for Matthews. Miller, no look. Edwards not open. Rotates it out. Ambrose Hilton. Big shot. Big result for KeShawn Hilton.
Well, you get the ball in the paint and good things can happen quickly. Good court vision then for SMU.
Cuts the lead down to 3. Hubbard ball fake past Colbert. Wraparound pass. Melendez firing back with 3, but off the mark. Boopie Miller tracks it down. The crowd rising here in Dallas. SMU down by 3. Miller limited from the floor. Back hoist one here for the tie. No foul call. Melendez comes down with a rebound.
Yeah, that's as good a shooter as he is. That was probably ill-advised. That was a little too far out with pressure.
He's 0 for 3 from deep in this game. We're due a timeout. Hubbard. Quick catch and release. No good by Harris. And free throws for SMU on the other side as Nwoko pushes down Jarrell Colbert. It is just starting to heat up in Dallas. Some beautiful dimes, some physical basketball. SMU and Mississippi State. Hubbard held to 4 of 14 shooting and 2 of 7 from beyond the arc. But Josh Hubbard, I mean, everybody loves this kid. You're talking about the preseason watch list for the Bob Cousy Award and the John R. Wooden Award and the Lute Olson Award. I mean, he's one of 5 on that early season watch list. It's incredible, the respect for Josh Hubbard this early in his career.
Well, and I just like the way he plays so hard on every possession, offensively or defensively. Here tonight, held to 12 points, but he also has 5 assists in the ball game. So he is a complete all-round player. Just starting his sophomore year.
Pardon me, but one of the things he's done so well early this season is stay away from turnovers. Through the first 4 games, 13 assists and no turnovers. And Hubbard is doing it again. 5 assists and no turnovers tonight.
That's why he's on that Bob Cousy list, partner.
Matthews turns the corner, kick ball by Colbert as Murphy was cutting in.
Well, SMU was fortunate there to get that kick because, as you notice, Murphy, once again, Mississippi State continuing to break from the backside without the basketball for open opportunities. It was there, just didn't get the pass there.
Matthews, such a good distributor with 7 assists in this matchup. Hubbard rising, firing off the heel. He's 2 of 8 from deep. SMU can Tyre take the lead. Everything going through Boopie. Miller gets it back in the corner. Now Colbert, quick spin, jam for the tie.
How about that? Drop that right leg, go quickly to the bucket and get the jam. What a play by Colbert, reading the defense perfectly.
Clary over Edwards.
One great play follows another. Heads up job by Clary, penetrating into the teeth of Mustang defense.
We've still got 6 minutes to go. Maybe more in Dallas. You never know. Great matchup between the SEC and the ACC. Hubbard called for the foul. Edwards will have 2 free throws with Mississippi State over the limit.
Boy, take a look right here. Just a great job getting the ball into Colbert. Dropped that leg and went quickly. Nice job on the aggressive move inside transfer from Kansas State. Showing his stuff. He's fired up, partner. He's fired up.
Great athlete. 40-inch vertical to go along with everything else that he brings to the table with that 6'10", 235-pound frame. Started his career, well, at LSU and then on to Kansas State.
This Mustang team came into tonight's game averaging 76% at the free throw line. That is really good.
And Edwards knocks down both here. Another brand new game for you with 5:45 to go in Dallas. It is early season action. It is just November, but it's got those vibes. Matthews into the paint again. Bounce pass. Hubbard. Scoop. No. SMU pulls it away and a chance to retake the lead for the Mustangs. Miller going to work. Pulling up. Can't hit it. Long rebound. Clary trying to run out 3-on-2. Dumps it to Matthews. Flying in to take the lead.
Boy, what a great concentrated finish by Matthews. That was tough to do. SMU right there in his face. Great job of running the floor by Mississippi State.
The Bulldogs able to keep SMU at bay. Oquendo stepping back. He had 3 threes in the first half.
Yeah, probably a little quick on that effort.
For SMU, three-point take number 21 of the night. Mississippi State has tried 23 of them. Clary outside. Murphy arcs it and hits it. KeShawn Murphy. 5-point lead for Mississippi State.
Boy, what an effort by that 6'10" youngster. He can do it all. Very, very impressive outing in all phases of the game.
Following up his career high, tying 18 with 16 tonight. And we're not done. Miller. Colbert tips it out.
SMU's rushing some three-point efforts that would be to their advantage to work the basketball and get Mississippi State to foul again. SMU gets 2 automatic shots at the free throw line on every Mississippi State foul. They already have 10. SMU last 2 possessions have taken quick threes.
Yeah, SMU, their path may be from 15 feet out unguarded. They're 12 of 17 from the foul line in the second half. Mississippi State is only 2 of 5. Meanwhile, Mississippi State has turned around their shooting lows from the first half, shooting 60% in the second half. Clearly bumped, fouled. And that one is on Miller. Miller picks up his 3rd of the game, and Cleary shoots a 1-and-1 on the other side. Big buckets by the Bulldogs. SMU in a little hole. Big early season test for freshman Samet Yigitoglu and SMU, and more are on the way for the Mustangs, including at that Holiday Invitational coming up next week. Home game against Alabama State, taking on Virginia to open up ACC play, and then a big matchup in the ACC SEC Challenge on ESPNU against the Tigers.
And that game against LSU will be out in Frisco, Texas. It's called a neutral court. Next year they will play in New Orleans, I believe. Or Clary made a nice quick move getting into the paint to draw that last foul. He's played very, very well. Transfer from Penn State, came in very highly ballyhooed as a scoring machine. I think you mentioned earlier, John, he averaged 17 a game in the Big Ten last year.
And hit 81% of his foul shots. Hey, you love crossover season because the 2024 NCAA Soccer Championships are upon us. The number 12 seed SMU got a first-round bye. They will take on Washington. The Huskies coming to Dallas on Sunday evening on ESPN+. You can catch it at 7 o'clock Eastern Time.
What are we waiting on here?
looks as though we may have a complaint of a fan that needs to be addressed, perhaps. And they're trying to get the sign away from some fans behind the shooting line. And so Clary makes one of two. Mississippi State takes a 6-point lead. A big early season test for SMU. Can they come up with key possessions, clutch buckets?
Chucky Harris has been relatively quiet tonight. Let's see if he can make it happen. How about that move by the freshman? That time, John, he read the defense perfectly. Saw no help coming. He just took it to the other side of the lane with a nice finish. It's 7-2. That's extraordinary ability for such a young player. Look at this. Reverse pivot, going into the paint. No help coming. Just keeps going for the layup. Nice job. That's SMU being patient. That's what I'm talking about. Don't take those quick threes so fast.
Yigitoglu 6, and now give him 8. Big and 1. 3:39 to go. Can't hit the free throw. The rebound knocked away and out of that challenge. Clary cracks it down. 4-point game. Mississippi State trying for the second straight game to erase a first-half double-digit deficit and come back to win. Chris Jan's team already forming an identity this year. Hubbard off the heel again, and this foul goes on SMU, pointing right at number 3 in white. Chuck Harris with the hold. A 1-and-1 coming up for Mississippi State.
Well, a tough break for SMU right there. It looked like they were in perfect position for the defensive rebound. And see Cross pushing out underneath. I guess that's...
They gave it to Harris.
Oh, Harris coming in. Okay.
So that means Melendez at the line as Chuck Harris is whistled for his 3rd foul.
9th team foul now on SMU. After this one, Mississippi State automatically gets 2 charity tosses.
Melendez is 2 for 2, and he earns his bonus. Mississippi State only 10 of 16 at the line in this game, but the second chance opportunities, +6 margin in the turnover column, and big second half shooting leading Mississippi State to a full 2-possession lead, approaching the 3-minute mark. SMU's loss was to Butler on the road. Mississippi State trying to stay unbeaten. Yigitoglu not allowed to turn baseline. He'll try to do it again. He does it again! Samet Yigitoglu goes lefty this time to the same results.
Well, the big freshman continuing to read the defense so well. Watch him. He sees no help coming. He just drops that right leg when he sees he can turn back to his left. Nice job by the big fella. I just keep commenting he is so mature for a freshman. Only playing in his, his 4th game.
Exactly right.
Missed the first 2 games of the year for the Mustangs while his eligibility was being finalized.
All 11 of the 6'2" Turkish man's points have come in the second half, and they have been big ones for SMU. He has scored a 1/3 of SMU's points.
Nice job by Boopie Miller and the entire SMU team working for a better shot now here in the latter stages of the game, getting it into the big fella 2 times in a row.
As Bree was telling us earlier, these are huge games when it comes to positioning in March. Do you make the tournament or not? Do you get a better seed in the tournament based on results like this? Great job by Miller to get in the passing lane. Come up with the steal.
Yeah, did a great job on that backdoor cut.
Miller hanging. It falls off. Murphy pulls down the rebound. Some numbers. Skip pass. They find Hubbard. Quick riser. Over the top. Yigitoglu off balance, but pulls it down again. A 3 could tie it.
Well, SMU has taken too quick a 3-point shot. Mississippi State did it right there. As great as Hubbard is, they probably should have worked for a little better one also.
Yigitoglu doubled, and he's hacked.
Yeah, no doubt there. Cameron Matthews got him on the wrist with a hard grab. I think that's 5 on him.
Yep. 5th on Murphy. Murphy is the one that got the foul call instead of Matthews. They wish it was Matthews, but the third on Murphy. Matthews away from what you see on the floor, coming in to say, hey, I think that was on me, but to no avail.
Well, Murphy has 16 points for Mississippi State. Credit to SMU for continuing to get the ball into the big fella here late in the game.
As you mentioned, Murphy fouls out after another outstanding game. 18 last time out, 16 tonight. A big part of the reason Mississippi State has this 3-point lead with 2:06 to play, but they don't have their most effective big man at this point. And I would guess the rest of the way, as long as they're given an opportunity, SMU is going to try to get it into Yigitoglu.
Well, they've done it 3 straight times, and it's paid big-time dividends.
Second one off the mark. Big rebound for Cameron Matthews. He'll bring it up himself. Talented guard forward. Guarded by Cross. Matthews dips the shoulder. Cross with a block shot. And they're letting him play now, with Mississippi State leading by 2.
Great disciplined defense by Cross. Watch him just keep his hands straight up. Straight up. That's the way it's coached. Nice job by the 6'7" transfer from UMass.
He wanted the ball too. And they may take a look. With under 2 minutes left, you can do it. And see if on this play it ended up going off of Matthews.
Out of bounds calls under further review.
Or it was off of Matt Cross, who blocked the shot.
Now both ball clubs continuing to play very, very tough right there. I just can't say enough about how disciplined that was by Matt Cross. Not to reach, keep those arms straight up. He did it. Now we'll see if SMU gets the ball. Good
Chris
look
Jan's team.
Go ahead, John. That was my fault.
No, they only had 2 true road wins last season. As we get one more look from this angle. I tell you, on the first angle, the one from the baseline side, I thought it was off on Cross. On that one, it looks more like, this one looks like it's off on Cross.
Oh, that's...
See what I'm saying? But
yeah,
on the other
left
side,
hand maybe, but
on the other side, it kind of looked like it was out on Matthews. And remember, the call on the floor is out on Cross.
Yeah.
But as we were getting to, I mean, road wins are so hard to come by against Power 4 programs and Power 5 teams. And Mississippi State only able to pick up 2 of those last year, 2 true road victories. They both came in SEC play as they were building their case to go back to the NCAA tournament, including a 20-point win on the road against LSU. This won't be a 20-point victory, but these are huge if Mississippi State's able to pick it up.
Well, there's obviously a lot of basketball left to be played with 1:53. The decision by the strike shirts, very important right now for both ball clubs.
SMU had the lead for most of the night. Mid-second half spurt by Mississippi State helped them take the lead by as many as 8. SMU led by as many as 13 in the first half. We've been tied 6 times. The lead has changed hands 3 times.
After further review, the call on the floor stands. The clock will be reset to 1:54 and 18 on the shot clock.
That it stands and that it's not, you know, confirmed or reversed tells you it's pretty tough to tell. So SMU needs a defensive stop with $1:54 to play. 17 to shoot for Mississippi State after that cross block.
Mississippi State is so skilled at moving without the basketball. SMU needs to be very, very careful right here.
And Matthews, a guy that can distribute with the best of them, number 4 at the bottom of your screen. But instead, it's going to be Clary going to work. Clary pulling up. Clary, no shot. He's fouled on the floor by Miller. So no and one, no continuation here.
Yeah, that was the 10th foul on SMU, though. He goes to the charity stripe for two shots. Both teams now in the bonus situation.
And the fourth on Boopie Miller. And good call.
Yeah.
Clary, an outstanding free throw shooter, as he lost his balance due to the Miller contact. Around 80% over the course of his career and 81% last season. Clary puts Mississippi State up by 3. The second to make it a 2-possession game. He's got it done. It's been a fun one in Dallas for sure. And Melendez and Miller come together. No call.
Well, good sportsmanship there on the part of both players in this hard-fought game.
And the stoppage was just to make sure that the floor wasn't going to be wet on the next time down. Boopie Miller has been held below his numbers. 10 points, 6 assists. Can he play a big factor for SMU? Sets up Edwards, lines up the 3. Offensive rebound by Cross, and he's fouled.
Boy,
2 shots.
What a great job by Cross, working his way inside the maroon shirts to get that offensive rebound. Great thinking, good anticipation by the 6'7" senior.
Remember how we talked about.
Yeah, he just broke right in there, went right past Matthews. Great play by Cross.
Remember how we talked about his cross short arms the first one. How SMU was so good early this season on the offensive glass. Not so tonight. That's only their 6th offensive rebound.
Well, give Mississippi State a lot of credit on that. That's part of the scouting report.
Miller has 4 fouls, and so Harris comes in for him, anticipating the defensive possession. Cross goes 1 of 2. He's back in double figures with 10.
Well, still just a 1-possession game with a minute and a half. Lots of things are going to happen here in this last 90 seconds of action.
Melendez, the advantage on Cross, but Yigitoglu comes over to slam it off the backboard with an emphatic block. SMU can tie on a 3. Timeout, Mustangs, after the defensive play by the 7'2" Yigitoglu.
Well, Yigitoglu has been huge here in the last few minutes of this ball game, scoring 6 points, now coming back and make the difference on the defensive end. Great job of going straight up on the block, coming from the offside. Terrific job, team defense for SMU.
That's the 3rd block by Yigitoglu to go along with his 12 points and 5 rebounds. Last couple times up the floor offensively, SMU has not gone through Yigitoglu. Do you think that changes on this possession?
Well, I think it should. I would keep going into him. He scored 3 straight times or got fouled. He had no points at the half. But now that they have started going into him, he now has 12 points in the second half. He's contributed, as you saw in that last possession by Mississippi State. He's been significant on the defensive end, altering shots, even if he does not get the block.
SMU calling the timeout to get their offensive leader, Boopie Miller, back in the game, who's playing with 4 fouls. Smaller lineup on the floor for SMU as well. 3 can tie it. Miller is looking for Yigitoglu. Backing in on Nwosu. Double down. Wraps it around. Edwards with 9 to shoot. Curls in. Edwards stopping. Lays it off to Cross. Flying in. Lots of contact. And he heads to the line for 2 on the 4th foul on Cameron Matthews.
Very impressed with that possession by SMU. They just kept working and working until they drew that all-important foul.
And my apologies, they're going to give the foul to Nwoko, and that's his 5th. So another big man for Mississippi State is down due to fouls.
Well, and that's what I was talking about earlier, John. Don't take those quick threes. Keep working it inside. Get to the free throw line. It can make a huge difference. Get some good players on your opponent out of the game. Mustangs doing it well right now. Very impressed with their patience to get to the charity stripe on the last several possessions.
So coming in is Riley Kugel. It'll be very interesting to see defensively the next possession for Mississippi State, what kind of adjustments they make without their top 2 bigs. Crosses back at the line, and this time hits the front end of 2.
Looks like Gorner's coming in for SMU. get his size on the floor. 6'9", another youngster from Turkey. Transfer from Arizona.
Yeah, they said they thought they brought him in for his offense, but he's been really good defensively. 2-for-2 trip, 1-point game. Ambrose Hilton in as well, and Energizer Bunny as the Mustangs get longer defensively with 53 seconds left. Chris Jans has 3 timeouts to use, and one spent here with 50 ticks to go in Dallas, and a 1-point game. You can't ask for any more in a college basketball game early in the season.
Exactly what we anticipated. 1-point ball game, 50 seconds to go. I'm loving it, partner.
Andy Enfield in this almost entirely new roster for SMU as Enfield comes in from USC. Retains 3 guys who played significant minutes last year and dips into the transfer portal elsewhere. Well, they're taking on a team that has been a stalwart in the NCAA tournament over the last 2 years out of the SEC, a battle-tested program in Mississippi State, and the Mustangs taking them to the very limit. 76-75 with 49.9 remaining. With Jim Haller and Brianna Sorensen, I'm John Little. Now, SMU tried to bring Colbert in, but evidently he did not properly check in, and so Yigitoglu stays on the floor here at Moody Coliseum in Dallas, where they're looking to recapture the Magic.
Mustangs obviously man-to-man. Matthews, who else coming in to make the huge play. What a drive, what a call coming out of the timeout by Mississippi State. Matthews showing his great versatility on that penetration.
The 8th dime for Matthews as Kugel on the baseline jam makes it a 3-point game.
Well, Mississippi State continuing to do good things with their movement away from the basketball. Matthews on the penetration, Kugel finding the open lane, and he gets the finish. But the whole ball game, Yigitoglu has been the biggest man on the floor by far. It wasn't until late in the contest that SMU started making a concerted effort to keep getting it inside to him.
I guess Cameron Matthews is going to pick this up. This defensive assignment on Yigitoglu. Matthews, who goes at 6'7", be giving up 7 inches to the big man from Turkey. 40 seconds left. SMU down by 3. Miller comes to grab it. Miller crossing over. Miller up fake in the paint. Tries to lay it off. And the quick hands defensively of Mississippi State taking it away. Good double team in the backcourt, but Mississippi State gets it across midcourt. SMU can play defense if they want to, but they decide to foul Kugel here. With 21 seconds left, was that the right call, or do you want to try to force a shot and get the ball back?
Well, that's easier said than done. Here was the mistake right here. Boopie Miller got his defender up and off the floor, but good team defense, good reactions by Mississippi State.
Matthews, another steal. He has moved into sole possession of 3rd place all-time in Mississippi State history with his steal numbers in this game, and by the end of his career, he will have more steals than any other Bulldog in history. So Kugel with 2 shots, either one could make it a 2-possession game. And he leaves little doubt.
Well, Kugel has come into the ball game, not a starter tonight, but very, very effective. 12 points now and 6 rebounds.
52-25, Mississippi State's bench now outscoring SMU as the Mustangs call their final timeout, 32nd timeout, with the Mustangs down by 5 to Mississippi State. What a great close to this game. by the Bulldogs.
Well, both teams have played well here later stages of the game, but now SMU has to strategize not only on this possession, but obviously what are they going to do defensively if and when they score? What are they going to do once they get back? So many things that have to be decided in advance when you're in this situation behind. Obviously, SMU scores, they've got to get into the full court trapping defense. Do they foul right away? That's the coach's decision if and when they score.
Mississippi State, adept at forcing turnovers. Hasn't forced a ton, but enough. 13 giveaways by SMU, including that big takeaway that leads to the 5-point lead with 21 seconds to play.
Well, a big stat in this ball game is the points in the paint. 34-28, Mississippi State's advantage.
It's an SMU team that is not marginally bigger, but much bigger. Boopie Miller flying to the glass. They don't want to foul him. 3-point game with 11.8 left, and now SMU sets up the press. One timeout left for Mississippi State. Into Hubbard, double teamed in the backcourt, and Hubbard will have a chance to salt it away. 10.6 left on that Chuck Harris foul.
A nice job by Boopie Miller getting SMU in position to challenge here late in this ball game. He took it strong and got the finish. Obviously, they had the double team quickly. They didn't get it. Foul, but unfortunately, a great free throw shooter like Hubbard goes to the charity stripe for Mississippi State.
Chuck Harris fouls out. The 5-point effort in 18 minutes. SMU has 5 players in double figures, as does Mississippi State. Chris Jans hasn't lost a game at the Division I level when he's had 5 players in double figures.
Wow, that's a pretty big statement right there. That's amazing.
These are 2 deep, skilled teams.
Yeah, both these ball clubs talk about one of their great advantages for the year is their depth, and both teams showed it here tonight. SMU had 9 different players score. Mississippi State had 8 different players score. Clutch free throws, obviously, for Hubbard. Great player.
SMU led by 13 in the first half. But for the second straight game is not what you want to do to Oquendo. Have a chance at 3 at the line. It does appear that Mississippi State will erase a double-digit deficit that they were saddled with in the first half and come away with a clutch victory away from home. Last year, it took until February for Mississippi State to pick up that first true road win. Looks like they're about to pick it up in November.
Yeah, that was a strange foul there. Why you would want to stop the clock and even let a possible miracle happen. Oquendo had the great first half for SMU. Did not have the opportunity to score a lot in the second 20 minutes of action.
SMU bringing in some quicker, longer players defensively. Try to force that necessary turnover or come up with an offensive rebound. Is Oquendo going to miss it on purpose? And a foul is called. Oquendo missing it off to the right. SMU trying to pick up the rebound and get a quick 3. It doesn't happen here. And the Bulldogs will come to Dallas and pick up a huge come-from-behind victory.
Well, some very impressive moments by both teams here tonight, but a very tough, physical Mississippi State team is going to prevail.
16 offensive rebounds, +6 in the turnover category. Second half shooting of 53%, including 6 from beyond the arc for Chris Jan's team. And maybe the MO of this squad this season is they're a second half ball club.
Well, this is another youngster off the bench that has come in and done a great job for Mississippi State, scoring in double figures.
That's it from Dallas. The final score. Mississippi State moves to 5-0 on the season. Jan's team stays unbeaten. A key